Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is B. This is B's Bot Bonanza. Long time no see, but I'll get to that at the end of the video. But today we're looking at something very special indeed. It is the upcoming Legacy Armada Optimus Prime. So, unlike some of my other videos, this isn't going to be a scored B's Bot Bonanza video. This is definitely going to be a B's Bias Babbling video. Because quite simply, I mean, come on, it's Armada Optimus Prime. I'm a Unicorn Trilogy kid. I cannot be objective about this, okay? So this is just going to be show and tell rather than a review, okay? So yes, just let's first of all take in that truck mode. Like, you know, yes, I've seen some people saying the cab is very long with the blue part here, and the trailer is quite short. But compared to other releases of late, you know, for example, Menasor, who had quite a stumpy trailer, I think this looks quite good. And of course, because of the source material, like Armada Optimus Prime isn't really a realistic truck anyway, so I don't think that the shape of his trailer is going to be a deal breaker for me. I mean, come on, it's tracked. Like, who's going to have a tracked trailer with a wheeled truck, you know, unless you're in the Arctic or something? Like, it's not realistic anyway. So let's not dwell on the potential unrealisticnesses of the length or anything like that. So first of all, I want to note about the vehicle mode is that he has a fifth wheel as usual, but unlike other releases of late, it's not 5mm. So you can see here he has 5mm ports, but this one is larger. And under the trailer you can see the peg is significantly larger. I don't know if that means anything for some sort of future releases, but it does seem to be the same size as this, which is, I will notice at the back of the trailer. This is compatible with the original Armada Overload. I don't have that, sadly. I did have Energon Ultra Magnus, but sold it last year before I knew this was coming, before I knew that this was compatible with it. So yeah, anyway, I'm over it. I'm over it. If we get a new one, I'll be happy. I'm over it. Anyway, this is compatible. The trailer hitch is the same size as that toy. Also, and I'll show this more later, this clip slot is compatible with the original Armada Overload. So, spoiler alert, the Ultra mode for this guy is compatible with the original Armada Overload toy. But not Jetfire, because his thing is different. But anyway, Overload's pretty cool. But anyway, just looking at the trailer itself, like I said, I don't know if this means anything, if that means that it's going to be compatible with another sort of upcoming release or something like that. I don't know why they would do as a different size. It does mean, unfortunately, that nobody else can really tow this without some sort of adapter or something. And similarly, it means that Optimus can't, well, he can drag other people's trailers, but they're not going to peg in, if you know what I mean. But to be fair, it doesn't really peg in here either. Like, it's loose. Like, it's not, you know, like, it's not attached. It's just sitting in there. I don't know how to show that. Like, there's no friction. That's what I mean. There's no friction at all. So it's not like a secure connection. He's just sitting there. So that makes me think that there's going to be some future thing with somebody else, because that's the only way I can explain that. So yes, just a quick, I say 360 of the trailer. We have this nice sort of missile rack thing. I can't remember if these parts are supposed to be like straight or up or down, but anyway, they can go either way. The gun mounts quite nicely on the top here. Look at this later. He has, of course, these fin parts. Very nicely detailed sculpt all around onto the back. And this is going to be the connector for the combined mode, so you'll see more of that later. That's the hip skirt for the combined mode. Beautiful striping here. That's one thing I'm very proud of with this release. They have not skimped on the paint. I was very worried that this was just going to be a grey block, but these, you know, these blue parts with the silver, these blue parts painted on entirely, the beautiful big Autobot logo. Yes, I wish it was the Armada style with the white background instead of the silver, but it's still quite good. This, I believe, yes, these gold parts are painted onto this blue thing. We also have tracks. They're non-functioning, sadly. He has a roller wheel, but they look very realistic. And honestly, I was assuming they were realistic because these wheels look so real. Like they look like they could turn. The fact they're pinned on, like they just look like they could turn, but they don't. So yeah, like I said, Optimus can tow it. He can in turn tow Overload. I don't know if we're getting another one in the future, hopefully, and then maybe Jetfire later down the line. But that's the trailer. Something else I just wanted to add as well. I've noticed that these parts flick down, so they can be sort of like outriggers, whatever you would call it. Like I don't have like a flat surface here to show you, but it means because without these down, it's quite front heavy, so it'll just tip. But these parts will hold it up quite like just normal sort of truck legs, whatever you would call them. And then looking at the main event himself, like look at that front view. That is just perfect. Like this figure is just childhood dream come true. You know, I never had the original Armada Optimus Prime. The Fans Hobby Naval Commander, I always forget the name of it, Fans Hobby Naval Commander, looks pretty cool, but I've heard nightmares about it, and I don't really like the aesthetic entirely. Like it's a bit too, I don't know, but this is just so beautiful, so perfect, so childhood fulfillment, and I just love it so much. I'm going to gush so much in this video. I hope you're ready. So I suppose we'll just go from the top. The grille and the light section, the bumpers here, beautifully picked out in painted silver. Like I said, they haven't skimmed at all in the paint with this guy. Same for these stripes on the hood here. And then we have the guns that are, funnily enough, I didn't realize this, but they are 5mm compatible. So he can hold them, other people can hold them. They are cast in the grey, but painted in the nice silver. So that's what that looks like without it. What else do we have? The gold part here with the Autobot logo in the white. That's very Armada. Like I said, unfortunately the trailer doesn't have that, but this does. The white background for that. Gold hands, you can see at the back here. Spoiler alert for what that's going to be. Beautiful blue here, beautiful red, and these gold parts on what will be the hips. Picked out very nicely. I said beautiful translucent cockpit there with the red paneling, or the red sort of A-frame. Very well applied, very well put on. Literally the only thing missing, I think, is maybe like, you know, like yellow or orange for these parts, but that's so easy to add yourself. Like that would just be no problem at all to do that. Oh, and also black wheels with painted silver rims. Hell yeah, and they're all pinned. Every wheel here is pinned, which I am so thankful for, because I know that for cost reasons and stuff, you know, like they have to do the peg-in wheels or the clip-in wheels, and they're fine for the most part, but I don't like when they don't paint the middle part. But the fact that all of these are pinned and all of these are painted, like it just shows you the dedication that the designers had to this toy, and I cannot wait to hear more about that whenever this is officially announced and released. But anyway, the gun can, let me see, can sit in the back, but again, it's not the right size of hole. You can just, you know, peg it off to the side or something, or there's these holes on the front. You can do that, whatever. Yeah, pretty neat. So like I said, I never had the original Armada Optimus toy, but I do have the original Armada Megatron toy, so we can do a quick size comparison in vehicle mode. And I think these two look absolutely beautiful together. Like, despite the 20 years, something that's between these two, like they don't look that different in aesthetic, that they clash, if you know what I mean, which was the difficulty I had with the Fans Hobby Naval Commander. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. This is beautiful. They look so cool together, and I would show you with the trailer. Hang on, let me try. But that's what they look like together for people who like to see that. Two very chunky, big chunky toys, and I'm so excited for the upcoming Legacy Leader Class Armada Megatron, specifically because of how good of a translation this is from the original toy. You know, the trailer is very different from the original trailer, but it needed to be because that was the whole gimmick of the original one. But this cab mode, I'll just tell you right now, like, this transforms almost exactly the same as the original one. Like, you look at it, you can see these bits here, you can see those bits there. You know what's going to happen. They're going to be the arms, they're going to be the legs. This is going to go like, you know, transformation noise, I don't know. So just as another comparison, I have here obviously the Armada Prime with the original Deluxe Cyclonus toy, and I also have the original Armada Skywarp toy, which of course is humongous for a plane, but it's awesome. Just so you can get a sense of the size of these two, with the current Armada Legacy Armada Voyager Starscream. So you can see the size difference there. I think they scale very well together. And here we have Deluxe Legacy Armada Hotshot, and you can see again quite a good scale, I think, you know, comparing a completely unrealistic car with a completely unrealistic truck. Yeah, looks pretty cool, I think. So here we have, I can't put into words just how special this is. I was thinking about showing the transformation, but then I thought, you know what, no, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because it's just such childhood fulfillment. Like, if you had any version of Armada Optimus Prime as a toy, you know how this transforms, so I don't need to show you. You know, you can see where everything goes. You don't need me to show you. So just, I'll get pictures and stuff later, but like, this head sculpt with like the yellow eyes, come on, like, for me, Gary Chalk is Optimus Prime. I love Peter Cullen to the death, but this rendition of Optimus Prime is just my childhood. Like, this Energon and Cybertron, they're just my childhood, so I can't help prefer Gary Chalk for Optimus Prime's voice. But anyway, like, the yellow eyes, come on, it's beautiful. Beautiful big silver crest, beautiful silver paint for there. Again, on the chest, beautiful. Now we have these gold details revealed, these black stripes and stuff. The gold on his wrists, gauntlets, whatever. Little several bits here. Again, those are left over from Thing. Just gorgeous toy. I love he has the kilt. You know, Hawkeye, Macacus, Optimus Prime, whatever. Sorry, Bob. Just look. Just sit back and look. Like, just look at that. Come on. It's fucking gorgeous. So anyway, we can give him his hairdryer, his big frickin' Vidal Sassoon cannon, or whatever. On mine, I will admit, the hands are quite tight, so I'll put it in his right hand. But there, and obviously it looks humongous, but it's supposed to be a humongous big piss take early 2000s gun, you know. There we go, you can see it now against the black background. You can see it better now. The sculpting on this gun is pretty cool. There you go, good shot in the light. Obviously this part was more of like a, you know, like sort of vented look on the original, but this is nice too, and has the big chunky bar on the top. Instead of having the peg on the front like the original one does, it has this like triangular section, and of course it is effects compatible, Bluetooth compatible, and it has ports on either side. So I'll put pictures up. You can put like like I said, these cannons come off so he can hold them, which is pretty cool. I used to do it with my Bendy Prime because I never had the original large class Optimus, whatever you called it, but I did have the Bendy Prime, and because he didn't come with a hairdryer cannon, I always give him his little cannons to hold. But like I said, you can put these on for like another little whatever. And in terms of other style of compatibility, this release sadly does not come with spark plug. However, I like to use this little Micromaster, sorry G1 fans, this little Micromaster, I can't remember his name, but he's from the Road Pack, or something, race team thing, whatever, yellow car anyway, so he spark plugged to me. And this Prime is not Minicon compatible out of the box. However, I do know that from experience, if you get a Bionicle or like a Lego Technic pin, like the black ones with the hole through them, like the black cylinders with the hole through them. I don't have any close by to show you, but they are roughly 5mm, and then because they have a bit of flex, so what you can do then is plug it into a 5mm hole on a transformer, and then it gives you a 5mm-ish peg. So then you can then attach mini cons on like the original style if you want to do that. Obviously, full disclaimer, it doesn't perfectly work. So if you break something, don't blame me. I'm just saying that that is maybe an option. So in terms of 5mm port compatibility, nothing on the legs at all, sadly. He does have 2 spots on the feet, so he can do the jet boots thing, and then on the back, but that's just because of the hands. These 2 parts on his skirt, so you can spark plug up his ass, like the original one, kind of like that, whatever. None here, sadly, but that's fine. That's, you know, it's like, it always was quite intrusive there anyway. On the Bendy Prime, I mean, not the original small one. On his arms, he has these, which are in sort of a weird, awkward spot for some reason. But like I said, because these are 5mm compatible, then you can take them off, and if you want, you can then stick a Micromaster on his arm for reasons. Speaking of Micromasters, though, I do want to call out the Space Shuttle team from the Metropolis Rescue set, because they're quite Jetfire colours, and they actually have like a gun mode. So we can put this in the hand of Optimus, and I think anyway it does quite sort of evoke that original Armada Jetfire thruster cannon thing, and especially because Blastmaster, the rearmost Micromaster guy. So as you can see, like the colours, like the maroon especially, the maroon and the white definitely, and his little head is quite evocative, I think, of Armada Jetfire, and especially like the big wings and the humongous legs. And he's just legs for days, like the whole way up. So yeah, if you want to use this like I do as a little Armada Jetfire homage, then fire away. And of course, speaking of sort of compatibility with other things, we have Prime with the most famous of the Armada MacGuffins, Minicons, sorry, the Star Saber. Of course, this is the one that came with Starscream. And for the scale, I think it is quite small. I think this definitely fits Hotshot better because of its size. But instead of this, we can use some Micromasters again for some sort of intergenerational playability. So again, I can never remember the names of Micromasters, so forgive me. This is the jet plane set, whatever, from like the first wave. We have 2 planes stuck together, very much like the original Star Saber anyway. And then we can plug these in, and it gives him a very, you know, it's 2 planes instead of 3, and it's the Dark Energon colours, but, or the Dark Saber, whatever it was called. I think that looks pretty cool though, and I can't wait to see if Hasbro will do like a re-release of this set in different colours, or like a remold, because you could easily remold these guys' wings to fit the Star Saber shape better. But as it stands, I think it's a pretty good sort of throwback playability thing, you know. And just for fun, and just to start off with the size comparisons, speaking of Star Saber, here is Armada Optimus Prime with the HasLab Star Saber. So you can see the size difference there. Obviously different scales and stuff, but I just wanted to make a Star Saber joke. So for other size comparisons, here we have his teammate Hotshot, who is obviously very small, but a good size, definitely a good size between these 2. And then we have Voyager Starscream. Again, a good size for these 2, I think. Starscream, I think, was a bit bigger in the show, but it's close enough, it's quite good. And then just for some sort of scale comparison, of course, so this is being sold as a Commander class toy, and here's how he scales with Leader class Studio Series 86 Grimlock, just again for a sense of size. And then for another Commander class, here is Rodimus Prime. Of course, maybe unfair comparison because his trailer turns into a trailer and not legs, but quite a good size between these 2. I think Rodimus is a bit taller, and obviously a lot more complex. Like Optimus is a very simple transformation but very fun. He is a lot more complex, but definitely both, when you take in the trailers into account, they're both very, very within the Commander class budget, let's say. And perhaps the most meaningful of comparisons here is the Armada Optimus Prime with G1 Menasor, the Commander class version. So as core robots go, they're very, very similar. Transformations roughly similar complexity, they're roughly similar weight, and they have to do the same thing because they're like, you know, the torso, and then their trailers turn into legs and stuff. So quite a good comparison between these two, 100%. Definitely both feel like they are worthy of the Commander class price tag, and they're very comparative in their roles of being combining things. So yeah. And before we move on to aforementioned Supreme mode, another few important comparisons, of course, here is the Prime with the original Deluxe Cyclonus. I really hope we get a new one of these. I absolutely love him so much. Like the PS2 video game is so important to me, and this guy's missions were incredible. Like, I cannot wait to see if they do a new version of him. Then we have Skywarp, who is of course humongous, so a bit further back for that. Quite good size together, actually. I'm trying to get them on the same line. And then of course the most important one, here he is with Megatron, and as he should be, he is a good bit shorter than Megatron in his normal mode. I think this is an amazing scale, and again, I cannot wait. I am so excited to see the upcoming leader class version of this guy. I'm so hype. So hype. But anyway, yeah, they look amazing together. So again, skipping transformation because I feel like everybody should experience it themselves. Here is the Supreme mode, or combined mode, of Armada Legacy Optimus Prime. And again, we just need to sit back and just take it in. Like, just, oh my god, it's just so beautiful. And I hope you forgive me, like the lighting is starting to go. I'm in Ireland and it's freaking overcast all the time, so forgive me. So just a quick look in here. The head is on a beautiful ball joint with lots of range of movement and posability, thankfully, because that's a big issue I find with the larger figures, especially, is for some reason their own heads are just cock blocked by their own design or something, I don't know. So very thankful that he has the movable head. Beautiful gold detailing here at the pipes. Go back for transformation, and beautiful chest detail here, of course, which is just the truck. You can slide this part up if you want, but then it sort of blocks his chin. I think this is more for truck mode, but yeah, anyway. He is so solid. Like, there's no way. Like that. Like, the connection here is genius. And again, I don't want to spoil it for anybody for getting your own figures and stuff, so I'm not going to spoil it, but the connection is so secure. Like, there's no worry at all that this is going to come apart or fall apart on the shelf or anything like this, you know. The only thing that is maybe worth calling out for posability's sake on shelf is these flaps here tend to lock into the hips, which then restricts outward movement, and I'm not sure if they're supposed to do that so that he can't just do the splits on his own, but worth noting just in case that's because one of my friends was saying that he originally thought that the hips were ratcheted, which they are not this way, they are ratcheted that way, but they're not ratcheted this way, and he thought that the noise of that little tab clacking out was actually a ratchet and almost broke his. So I'm just putting that out in a video just so nobody else does that. We don't want any broken primes. So yes, with these out of the way, you can achieve full Perceptor kick, which, come on, for a toy this size is incredible. He has, I didn't bother going through the posability on the other one, I'm doing it here. Anyway, oh well. I'll just do it because it's pretty freaking impressive for a toy this size, right? So we can do full Perceptor kick. His codpiece can move out of the way, and he can get 90 degrees forward, less than 90 back, full knee, what do you call it? ankle tilt. His toes can go up a little bit for transformation, but that might be useful to you. Same with the heel. It can come down and go up a bit in case that's useful for you. The arms are of course just, oops, put your deck away, Prime. And the arms are of course just the legs from the combined mode, or sorry, the core mode. So we have, well, funnily enough, we have ratcheted elbows. We have full clicky clacky in and out. Ratcheted elbows, rotatey hands. His hands don't do the Jetfire thing of like where this peg hides away, but I don't really care. That's like the only thing that's wrong with this figure. It's incredible otherwise apart from that, but it really does not bother me. Like that part and then not having spark plug is like the only two things that I could think of as a criticism, and that's it. Like apart from that, this is incredible. His hands can open. Some people have customized theirs so he can have a full splay because it can be cut that way, but I haven't. His eyes are yellow here. Of course in the original cartoon they were red, but thankfully his head is just screwed on, so if you want to you could take that apart and paint it. And again, I've seen other people with this figure in hand have already painted the eyes. I'm not decided yet. I quite like them like this, so I might leave it. Another Poseability part is this part ratcheted, and then also because of the transformation you can do this. So he you know, like friggin' incredible, you know, like I said, range of motion here. And that's not it. The best part, considering the size of this thing, I was very surprised, but he has waist articulation. So unfortunately you have to move his flaps out of the way, but this part does rotate. It is for transformation, but you probably will be able to use it because this part is like on a hinge and then a swivel, so you can sort of you know, like make something work with that. Maybe, I don't know, people are better at posing than me, but that's what he can do. Pretty incredible. Another downside maybe is that because of the way that these work, these parts tend to like flip out sometimes when you're trying to move the arms, because it sometimes will be like pop that open and then open this instead, but that's literally so minimal of a complaint, you know. So as all good Commander class figures should, he comes with a thingy. This is for the base mode. I haven't shown the base mode here, and I'm not going to, simply because I've seen a lot of people with different versions of their own base mode, and I'm not sure what the like official base mode is going to be. There hasn't been obviously pictures of that yet, so I didn't want to show that off and claim that it's like the official or whatever. So this part has like the bigger peg on it that's like I said, attaches here, except it doesn't really, it's the same size, but it's sort of cocked up by its own slope. I didn't actually test this, but yeah, it should. So obviously this is the back of the truck mode, and this should peg in the back of the truck. I didn't try that, I should have tried that. So it's like a turret thing. It attaches into the trailer mode, because obviously this is the trailer hitch. And then these missiles point out the front, so it's like this in the trailer mode. But it's just a thingy, you can make up something to do with that as you wish. Speaking of Commander class toys that come with the thingy, here we have, of course, Legacy Menasor, and I'm not attaching the Stunticons first of all because it would be an unfair comparison, because I want to show what Armada Optimus comes with in the box versus what Menasor comes with in the box, and of course the Stunticons are all sold separately, and also because I can't be bothered. So anyway, yes, this is Menasor. You can't see because of the light and the black, but you can see the height of him anyway. He's this high. And he comes with his turret thing and a sword and also a thingy. If we get both of them together here, you can see that Menasor is taller than Prime. But of course he has to, he's a lot skinnier, like his arms are skinny, his legs are skinny. Armada Prime definitely feels heavier. Like now that I'm holding them both like this, it definitely feels heavier. Of course, Armada Prime only comes with his gun, whereas Menasor has a sword and a gun. And when they compare their thingies, you know, Menasor has this brutalist tower block looking thing, and Armada Prime has this turret. Just so you can see the the sort of amount of plastic for value, if you know what I mean, rather than just things that it comes with, just amount of plastic. So in terms of other size comparisons, then we have Commander Prime with Leader Grimlock, Armada Cyclonus, we have Armada Skywarp, Legacy Starscream, Hotshot, who is of course a teeny weeny, but it works, it's perfect. Finally, and most importantly, I think, here he is with Megatron, Armada Megatron. So yeah, definitely an excellent comparison of these two. Like, I always loved how the core bot of Optimus is shorter than Megatron, and then the combined mode is bigger than Megatron, so he's like, it's like underdog and the hero sort of thing every time, you know. Very cool. And again, I've said it already like 4 times, but I'm very excited for the new version of this guy. So like I say, the lighting is going now, so I'm just going to wrap up this video. It's not as long as I would like, but the lighting is just crap right now. I will take photographs of these guys all together with like size comparisons and then their individual things and stuff like that to put with this. But for now, myself and Armada Prime would like to say thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. And I know that everybody who had this toy as a kid, or sorry, the original Armada toy as a kid, or anybody who watched the Armada cartoon, or like me played the Armada video game, will absolutely be simping out the ass for this guy. He's such a good figure. So hefty, so chunky, like he just feels like he's 20 years old. You know, which maybe doesn't make sense, but it's like, I don't know how they've done it to make him so like chunky, and I think it's because of the transformation. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil the steps, but the transformation is deceptively simple, and the end result I find is very, very, very good. And I know that everybody will enjoy this, even if you're a G1er, a G2er, a Beast Wars or whatever, Cyberverser, you know, whatever they call each other. You will love this. It is a very beautiful figure, and definitely I am so excited to see the reveal of this. I know it will be a big deal, and I am very excited to see the box art for this. But anyway, getting on a bit, my name has been B. This has been Legacy Armada Optimus Prime, and bye. Hello again, everybody. Just a quick update here. I was editing and realized something I forgot to mention in the video. So we just have Prime in like torso mode here, doesn't matter, but I forgot to show that he has a matrix. So under both of these sections, there's like this little detail panel. I have pictures, I'll put them on as well. And then we also have the matrix itself, which is a nicely molded part, and it comes off. Again, I'll put pictures. The next part I wanted to show is on super mode. So what we have to do is take the chest off. So when we take the chest off, we can see that we have these two rectangular pegs, which maybe hints at Jetfire, who knows? And the third thing I wanted to show is that his centerpiece comes off and is actually 5mm compatible, which is handy. So you can plug things onto his chest or on Prime's back or the top of the robot mode, or the truck mode, sorry. And somebody on Twitter pointed out that his little Autobot thingy is in the shape of the Minicon things from the original cartoon, which is quite cute. And the 5mm compatibility means that I can also do this now, which further enhances my pretend Jetfire gimmick, you know, of having the what's his name, Blastmaster on the chest, and then the other guy as guns. I don't know.